For more insight on all things startups, let's bring in Ryan Patel. He is a global business executive and senior fellow at the Drucker School of Management at Claremont Graduate University in California. Thank you so much for coming back to join us, Ryan.
My pleasure.
We just heard about a new round of layoffs at Twitter, adding to the ones we've already seen at other major tech companies. So what is the extent of these layoffs overall in the industry, and do we expect more to come?
Yeah, I think you're going to see more, but let me break down kind of what we're seeing, right? You think of the first round, second round of layoffs that happened last year. Part of the layoffs was that the companies either overhired during the pandemic and now back to normal where the usage for many of these companies and services changed. So now you overhired for staff that your revenue anymore, so you see part of that. The second piece is, like you look at Amazon and a couple of these other companies, that they were off on products. They hired a lot of people for certain products to be used furthermore, and they got caught into this aspect of having to lay off as well. And I think Twitter is an example too, where they've made different strategy changes with their product and how they're moving forward, and that changes the way they hire people. So that's what we're seeing in this kind of round by round layoffs, if you can see. But also, I believe that we're going to start seeing hiring once many of these companies start getting the revenues to where they want to get to. They're going to have to hire that talent.
I want to ask you about these laid off workers that we just saw in Mark's piece. Where are these laid off workers going now overall? Are they pretty much staying in the industry, or are they exploring other fields?
That's a great question. I think this is a unique time because you can't compare it to 10 years ago. These workers actually have options. What I mean by options is, one option is to go back in the workforce and look for the same job. And specifically in the tech space, people have to want to pick companies that they want to work for, things that they have passion about. So when you get laid off in this situation, you kind of think, especially this generation, rethink, well, who do I want to work for? Does this match my lifestyle? Do I need to make that much money? Could I make other kind of income in other places? Do I want to just take a sabbatical? And that's very popular in the tech industry too, because if you've got a skill set like engineering or that is kind of that hard skill, you taking a year off to go travel the world that you never had a chance to, and to be able to come back to, there might be some opportunities. So there's different types of opportunities now for many of these employees that got laid off. Obviously, many that want to get back into the workforce, but there's places that they're rethinking about, well, what is the right fit for me? And that takes time. That also could be a different type of industry or position.
Yeah, I want to also continue with this topic about the layoffs, and we saw in Mark's piece as well that people are using this opportunity when they get laid off to start their own businesses, and it's a bit of a renaissance for them. They want to explore, maybe their own ideas. So do you see that kind of reshaping the tech industry overall?
I think it's going to reshape the global economy. If you think of the gig economy by itself globally, it's over $4 billion projected to be in 2020 this year. And so when you think about it, when people had side gigs, in which I think it was like 2/3 to that degree have some type of side gig, when you have an opportunity, some people even like myself, when you get pushed out of one door, you kind of go into this other opportunity. Goes, well, now I can put all my time into the side gig that I want to do full time. It kind of is a blessing in disguise for many, that going, okay, I got to put all my effort to take my side gig to make my main gig. And that kind of that passion, that ability to make that extra income is something there. And also, obviously, the other thing too, that in that same piece, that what's different about this Renaissance area is that people can become creators. Digital, the way we were connected to social media, you can sell anything with a click of a button. You don't need to go door to door. So you're able to start a business a lot more quicker. You can get to different type of consumers a lot more quicker, and you could build your business in a way that could be meaningful for yourself.
Of course, the big factor when you build a business is having people fund your business. So that's a big factor. And we saw again in Mark's piece about this venture capital firm, Day One Ventures, that is investing in startup companies. Are we going to see more of this kind of funding in the near future?
Yeah, I think so. The traditional VC funding, right? You can kind of see, not to say it dried up, but the traditional ways that they've gotten tight with their capital, especially last year, to see where they put their money, what industries, and looking at the EBITDA and looking at the numbers tighter. And then you have LPs, angel investors, that are looking to get into situations on betting on the right entrepreneur, right? You see a rise of these other types of VC funds that are targeted toward minorities and toward places where there isn't usually allocation of any kind of fund. So you're going to see more opportunities for people who can start new businesses that have great ideas, who never would get chances to, that will yield high returns as well when you have great ideas and products. And so there are different ways. You think of Kickstarter, think of other ways that you can raise money. The family round, friends and family round, has become more popular as well. So the traditional round of going to go VC route isn't the only way now, or it hadn't been, but it's become more popular to go different ways. And more importantly, Francis, the thing that for any entrepreneur that I would say, you want to pick the right partner if you're going to take some money or investing from. That's really key here. It's just not about any kind of money, but people who believe in you, people who believe in your strategy and the way that you want to build your company.
So this honeymoon love affair with the tech sector is not over. We're going to see it evolve. Is that right?
I believe so, because the way that tech has done it into now, it's different. You have to innovate. That's what we saw layoffs. And you see what, you think of healthcare, you think of AI, you think of the way that the business has to evolve, especially the tech industry and how it's used in supply chain or across different aspects. Tech is going to be there. The question becomes, are you a tech company that's going to evolve with the technology and implement it in a way that you can deliver a product that's meaningful, or are you going to keep doing the same thing like you did 5 years ago and not catch up with how fast innovation is? So to me, I think the way tech companies run their business will be different, but the tech will be leading the way, and behind, and leading that will be the people.
Ryan Patel, always good to have you on our show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.